Hey, I'm Brian. My character's name is Johnny Pimple. I'm a fighter space marine, and I've been exiled from the war hordes. Johnny Pimple. That's me.
I'm Matt. I'm a Star Elf Gadgeteer.
I am Casey, and I am playing Statement, no reference, a robot who is on this ship.
I'm Matt, and I am playing Kensai. I am a monk, a Kensai monk. I'm a human.
Original.
Where'd you get the name from?
No, it's Kensei and Kensai. I'm Kensai, okay?
Can say what?
Kensei.
Do a little bit of rapping, like do some
No.
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 Okay.
All right. My name is Jake. I'm playing Kylar. I'm a human sorcerer.
And I'm Chris. I am going to be DMing this.
You're Carlos.
So we're running Dark Matter. So it's sci-fi, fantasy, D&D in space. It's going to be fun. So let's do a little bit of lingo for everybody first. The first word to know is the verse. This is the name of the universe, full of magic, technology, and adventure. The next one to know is the black. This is the cold dark of space. Empty. Well, mostly empty. The next word to know is the void. This is the space between dimensions, which facilitates the FTL travel, because otherwise it takes a long time to get from one place to another. It's also extremely dangerous. The Ma. The Ma network is a portal network nested within the mouths of long dead and gargantuan creatures that serve as communication and transport hubs, as well as neutral ground. There are literal portals to other Ma's within their mouths. Their dead skeletal mouths. And the second to last thing is the dark matter drives. This is the melding of technology and magic that allows travel across a galaxy. It's also powered by highly unstable void crystals that can lead to the utter annihilation of the ship if mishandled, so be careful. And there's also dead magic zones. This is where magic and most dark matter drives cease to work because there's no magic there. So most people avoid them. Now you're aboard your ship. The Firebird's Folly is a human-designed personnel ship. It has seen many owners throughout its history: ambitious mercenaries, foolhardy explorers, and reckless criminals. Against the odds, the ship has held together, though how much of the original ship remains and how much is the result of patchwork is another story. However, you were desperate for a ship, and the previous owner had come down with a bad case of being dead. So the 2-century-old ship would have to do. The hull of the Firebird is a series of overlapping patch jobs, making any atmospheric flight a bumpy affair, despite the best efforts of many engineers. One of the previous owners decided the ship needed more firepower and junked the emergency escape pods for another auto turret. This owner later died after a side of the ship was sheared off in a blind jump. The Firebird's dark matter engine, the most important part of a spacefaring vessel, is a strange creature. 2 centuries of rotations of arcane engineers has lent the behavior of the engine a slightly chaotic nature. Random thumping and discordant humming frequently fill the engine room, while small, loose objects have a tendency to levitate or sometimes disappear altogether. Strange colored lights will appear in the corner of your eye, only to quickly disappear when attempting to observe them. This has actually only gone worse with the addition of your current chaos magic sorcerer engineer. The Firebird has a lot of character, but it also has played home to a lot of dead characters, so it might be best to move on from it. All right, so you guys are in the middle of a jump right now. Let's talk with what is Tiru doing on board the vessel right now?
I would assume just sitting in the pilot's seat, waiting to go wherever.
And you're expecting to leave the void pretty soon.
Okay. Yeah, just doing pre-flight checks or whatever it is that pilots do.
Yep, the Firebird's Folly has been in the void in transit to Barenthal's Rest for the last few days, and you're expecting to leave the leave the jump soon.
Okay.
Johnny, what is Johnny doing aboard the ship?
I'm cleaning my shorts. I'm just cleaning my weapon, and but also my shorts.
You pooped him.
When I get frightened, I shit myself.
And you'd be wondering why he may have been exiled from the war horde of orcs.
It's Johnny Pimple.
Statement: no.
What is Null Reference been up to on board the ship?
No reference has been wandering about trying to figure out like who's not doing anything, and it looks like Johnny isn't. So he approaches Johnny. Query:
Hello.
if a ship has all of its parts replaced, is it the same ship?
I don't like riddles.
Statement: it was not a riddle, it was a question.
But it's I don't
Query: did you not hear the word query before my query?
I'm very confused. Do you want to?
Statement: I understand. You are not very bright, are you, Johnny?
Johnny, no.
Statement: my charisma is very high. Endear yourself to me.
Oh, all right.
Statement:
Will you help me
I
clean
have
my
a friend.
shorts.
All right. Kensai, what have you been doing aboard the ship
We've been in jump for a while
for
now.
a couple days?
What have I been doing?
There's not a lot to do on board the
I
ship.
know. Probably contemplating my past mistakes with the firm. Wondering why I'm not a contractor anymore, or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
You kind of did a lot of crime back then.
Yeah.
Former criminal.
How long I've been away from that?
Couple years.
Couple of years. Okay. Did I leave it on my own terms?
Yeah, it was mutually agreed upon that you should not work together.
So yeah, contemplating that. I think that's a constant
Yeah. You worked directly with middle management of
Yep.
the firm.
Yep.
The worst kind of management.
Oh, it's right in the middle.
And also, I try and avoid null quite a bit. I think just because of the queries all the time.
All right,
But I have statements too.
Kylar, what is the resident engineer slash Simeon doing?
I'm probably just doing like preventive maintenance and stuff in the engine room, those types of things. And then, I don't know, that and hanging out in the galley.
So when you're doing your engineering work, do you like multitask? Like use one of your feet to do some engineering tasks, and you'll use your tail to do some engineering tasks?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, you might as well. I mean, if you got it, use it.
And there are pipes hanging overhead, so if you want to hang upside down while working, you can always do that too.
Wait, you have a tail?
He is a Simeon.
He's half monkey.
What? Whoa.
Have you ever seen such a creature, robot?
Statement: no.
All right. So normally on board the ship, and everybody feels it right now, there's another shake throughout there. It's hard to stay relaxed because every 3 to 4 hours, the ship's dark matter engine vibrates violently, and it sends shudders throughout the entire ship
Statement:
mid-jump.
shaking does not bother me.
But also, just as this last shudder goes through the ship, everyone feels the ship leave the void between dimensions, which feels a lot like going down a very fast-moving elevator if the elevator was moving in every direction at once.
Statement: this must be uncomfortable for meatbags.
Thanks, HK.
But at least you don't have to deal with the constant the periodic thumping anymore. After leaving the void, Tiru flips the switches to receive the plating from the cockpit window that offer protection from the strange radiations of the void. The plating slowly grinds, revealing the massive fangs of a long-dead maw beast as you slowly exit its portal. Slowly, the ship turns from the mouth towards the skeletal body of this gargantuan remains, and you see a decent-sized station built among the bones. This is Barathal's retreat. You have come here because you have been running low on credits from the constant upkeep that this ship requires. And rumor was, at the previous port of call Sleeping Dog, that the DD&D offices here might offer some paying work.
I'd head into the
Alright.
station.
Yeah, it's like it's not very busy. It's not a super large port, but
So that means we can park in the front. We don't have to park at the other end of the parking lot and like spend 20 minutes walking.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
just,
but the walking, like, it's good for you.
You're a robot. Are you like? Are you rolling? Are you walking?
has legs.
Like, you
No,
have
I'm a bipedal robot. Like,
all right.
think C-3PO, but better.
Oh.
yeah.
Think HK-47.
Exactly.
Yeah, his race is the Vect, and
But
they,
I play music.
They were his
I have a
race.
tape deck.
His race originated when dwarves were creating a whole bunch of automatons to do like their work for them, and they all became sentient one day.
And we took
Oh.
over the galaxy.
Oh, so you're a
They
Dwemer
did not take over the. They did not take over the galaxy one day.
from Elder Scrolls, the Dwarven
Not quite.
constructs.
Oh, no, but we're better because we're in space.
They're sentient, and
Okay.
the ship that was the dwarves had built a ship, because of course they did build a ship to build more of the Vect, the robots, and the ship built its own transport drive and escaped the dwarves. So like, there's just constantly more robots being added and thrown into the galaxy. There was a war fought, and it came to like everybody just kind of like, well, I guess we have to stop eventually, because the robots just did not stop coming back into the galaxy. So
Okay, then.
back to Barenthal's retreat. You guys pull into the nearest port. Like it's like they don't really care a whole lot. There's no customs check as you leave the ship. There's not too many people at this port, but you guys want to make your way right to the DD&D headquarters.
Yeah.
Sure.
So DD&D, or Drog, Dusset, and Durgan Acquisitions and Trade, they specialize in high-grade antiques and magic items. The organization has a preference for magic items of the more classical sort. Wands of magic missiles and necklaces of fireballs and cloaks of the manta, for example. They like the old-school D&D stuff.
Are there any magical shorts that will clean up my shit?
No, it's
Query.
that's really a you problem.
Why do you have an incontinence issue?
Maybe change your diet.
I've seen things.
Statement. That is not my problem.
Oh.
I mean, we've all seen.
There's
things.
pills for IBS.
Talk to your doctor.
So you guys, you walk to the location for DD&D. It's pretty clear which building, which location it is. There's just a giant sign of DD&D above.
I was gonna say it's neon and just flashing right at you.
Has that like buzzing sound?
It's
like
pretty bright.
bzzz?
Yeah. Going inside, it is perfectly clean inside. Like the outside of the station, like it was starting to get a little shabby. There's not a lot of like upkeep being done. But in here, like there's multiple touch screens displaying various products available, and there's also, you even see several physical hard copy ordering catalogs. Behind the counter stands a gelatinous amoeboid. These are basically creatures that are they are shaped like they can be shaped like however they want, but they normally take the shape of like bipeds when dealing with other bipeds, and they are often found on Maw stations like this. And it stands behind the counter, and it seems to turn its attention towards you. It doesn't have eyes, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Who's the group leader?
I
Not me.
figured it was Pilot. No?
Kensai.
Ooh.
Oh, you're the commander.
Yeah, we voted you captain.
Wow, that was a quick
That was
unanimous
that was
vote.
well. You were upstairs.
Well, usually it's the one who has the highest charisma.
That's me.
Oh shit.
I got a +0 on charisma.
I have a.
He's got +3 over here.
Let's see. Yeah, I have +3.
So does he.
Well,
I have a 16.
He's a
charisma.
robot.
robot's fine.
I'm a bard.
You're a robot. So what did okay, I'll see what I can do,
Yeah,
I
that's
guess.
you.
We're just here looking for work, right? That's what's happening.
Yeah.
I think
okay.
so, yeah.
Are we looking for anybody in particular?
I'm looking for my name.
No.
Not important.
Nope, that's not my name. I can't find my name. That's why it's no.
No, you just heard a rumor that there was like work to be found at this one.
Okay. Hey,
Yes.
I heard rumors that there's work.
Well, you have come to the right place. Are you we put out a job request for people to find some of our lost acquisition officers who went missing in the search of some magic items.
How'd they go missing?
Well, they couldn't be found anymore.
Statement. That checks out.
Guys, what do you think about this assignment?
It seems that they went missing while on the trail of some sort of artifact on a dungeon world known as the Forgotten Spires.
I've heard of that place.
I've heard it sounds frightening.
You gonna shit yourself some more?
Oh, I hope not.
So, dungeon worlds are basically strange leftovers from dead civilizations that can potentially hold great rewards, but are often extremely dangerous and are notoriously hard to keep accurate star charts on. Just because they're something about them like kind of makes it so it's hard to keep star charts on them. So they frequently require blind jumps, and doing a blind jump with a ship is dangerous.
Obviously. How many people went searching for this artifact?
It was a crew of 7.
Any idea what their leader's name was?
I believe his name was Frank Hagendoos.
I was waiting for Frank Red Hot.
No, we got ice cream instead of hot sauce.
Oh, Frank Haagen-Dazs.
Frank Hagen-Dazs.
What's in it for us if we find this artifact?
Well, if you manage to rescue the acquisitions team, some or all of the acquisitions team return them alive, you can get 20,000 credits.
Query. What if we bring back corpses?
Then, if you bring back proof of death of the acquisitions team, 10,000 credits.
Query. What defines proof?
If you have,
Corpse proof?
if they should have data journals of their searches aboard the dungeon world if they ever reached that far. And you should hopefully be able to bring that as proof of their death.
What artifact were they searching for?
They were looking for, well, it's not that important what it was.
Well, I feel like that's one of the reasons why we might want to go on this journey.
If you do bring back any of the artifacts that the acquisitions team may have acquired, we will offer a bonus on top of the other credit rewards. Whether or not they were dead or alive, there will be a bonus.
It can be kind of pricey traveling around the galaxy. How are you willing to pay any of our is it fuel or anything? I don't know.
Not really,
Okay.
but
Travel expenses are a thing, though.
Yes, those.
Well, let's see. I can offer 100 credits each
How's that sound, guys?
for the 5 of you.
How much is a credit?
So yeah,
what's gold to credit ratio?
1-to-1,
Oh, so
one gold to
a
one
credit
credit.
is a gold.
Yep.
So if we're
and like there's
what's
also
the
like
silver.
it's a 0.1. I believe is it 10 silver to a gold?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be 0.1 gold credit.
Okay,
is
so
silver.
it's
Yep.
fractional. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. And then roughly how much did we have before starting?
Everybody has 20 credits.
So 100's a decent
No, we've got
amount.
120
20 gold.
Yeah, but he's offering us 100.
No.
apiece.
Right now you guys have 20 gold or
Right.
20
credits.
20 credits.
Right,
Which is
but
also
you're offering
20
us
gold.
100 apiece in travel
He's
expenses.
offering 100.
So our currency is in gold and silver and copper.
Yeah,
Well,
sorry.
this-
So I'm using using
Yeah.
the optional.
Oh
rules
no,
they
there's
have for
actually a
credits.
credit one on
Yeah,
the side
there's
there. I'm
credits
sorry,
right there. It's a C with a slash through.
You can also like find gold and like it's also you can still exchange it too.
Okay.
So
Are you interested in traveling and rescuing some wayward acquirers of gear?
we may be.
Sure.
Everybody good with the travel expenses?
Let me just
Statement. Yes.
Yeah, we'll accept the 100 credits for
All right. Let me take down the name
Yes.
of your ship. What is it?
It's the Firebird's Folly.
All right. Let me just go ahead and put this into this.
Query.
Oh,
At what point does a ship stop being the same ship as soon as all the parts are replaced?
has
Yeah.
the name of the ship changed?
Statement. No.
Then it is the same ship.
Statement. That makes sense.
Robot, you're so just intelligent and
Firebird's Folly. However you spell folly.
folly. Folly. Sounds like what happens in my pants.
Query.
Wow, what
Have
a
you
great
cut out
character trait.
Oh, yes.
So the Moboid offers you guys the frequency of the ship's emergency beacon. So if the emergency beacon of the ship is going off, which if they haven't gone back to their ship for a while or it would start going off, if you go to the dungeon world, you'll be able at least to locate where on the planet it is.
Is there any way I can use like a data or technology check to like kind of internalize this like this signal, like to encode it into myself, or even I guess technomancy?
Not really. You don't have like like an upgrade port on yourself for like that kind of information. I don't believe.
You don't have a butthole.
What if I wear his shorts?
I don't think anybody should wear these shorts.
They're
It's
clean.
luckily that
They're clean now.
his space armor is airtight.
Oh, thank God. I mean, I don't really have a way to smell, so it's fine.
The
but-
sheer stench would crumple your metallic body.
But you can rust.
Statement. I cannot rust. I am not made of iron.
He's his armor all.
Seeing as these,
Okay, you can corrode.
we're still in the same place, right?
Yes.
Seeing
buff
as some of
every
these
day.
dungeon worlds can be kind of difficult to find, do you have any way that like a chip we can put in our like GPS
I
coordinates?
do know the last location they were at was at Gargant 7.
Gargant 7.
Do I know this Gargant 7?
You do not.
Okay.
It is actually in the outer reaches. So the outer reaches basically means that it is way far away. Like you're gonna take you would go through a mod jump to get there, but to get back there is no mod jump back. You have to get back either the hard way with either routes, or with there's also like if you picked up like actual full on like regional star map, which is very expensive, or you could just do blind jumps to try to get back, which is extremely dangerous.
So like Discovery.
Any of them work for me. I won't die.
So it's really far out.
Good to know.
I believe that to reach Gargant 7, you can go to Terminal 17. That's another station.
Okay. No upgrades, like warp drives, nothing here. No.
I am afraid not.
Okay.
I would like a
Maybe
new port.
we could arrange something if you returned.
All right. All right.
And by the way, 20,000 credits is enough to definitely buy a better ship.
Okay. Good.
Especially if you included the trade-in value of this ship, which is the Firebird's Folly, which is, granted, not super high, but
I've traded in an old vehicle. They don't give you very much.
especially when patched up a few times.
Yeah.
Statement. According to the blob, if we move the same name to a new ship, it is the same ship.
Very true.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. All right. I think yeah. Stop and get some provisions before we go.
Yeah, you stock up on like your just traveling supplies.
I need. How long are we gonna be gone for?
Well, like there's always like you also have like supplies stocked on board the ship.
Well, I need cartons of cigarettes.
Oh,
We need
yeah,
more
no,
cans of beans.
You'll have to get a bunch of cartons.
No,
of
we
cigarettes.
don't.
I get 3 cartons of cigarettes.
Sure.
I get a whole box of Depends.
Wonderful.
We're actually in space Australia, so one pack of cigarettes is like 50 credits.
Yeah.
No, not.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah, and so you can't afford a single carton.
So how many
of one
how many
I
packs
saw
of
that too. That was
cigarettes?
insane.
Well, I wanted 3 cartons, which would be 30 packs of smokes.
So that's gonna be 3 gold.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah,
All right.
and 3
So
credits.
3 credits, yeah. And then what's the case of Depends?
Like, are we talking about like you do have a
It's
cargo?
like- it's like-
So your cargo has a tonnage of 6 tons you can carry around.
Well, I mean, this is like going to Sam's Club, and it's like you go buy diapers, like
All right.
that kind of a size of thing. It's got
yeah,
like
no, that's like another like 0.5 credit.
okay, and then also there's got to be some sort of IBS type of thing I can.
There is,
buy.
you know what? You find some medication.
Is it magical medication?
Can
So-
I use
it
cure
is
wounds
indeed.
on his asshole?
Do you have the
You
other?
have to. You'd have to touch it.
Do you have the other cure spell that destroys and heals?
no, I don't.
destroy it and make a new one? All right.
Just
we're good.
scar it up.
Yeah, no,
Can the
you find-
sorcerer cast
You
prestidigitation?
find some like it's a little expendy, but it seems to be like 5 credits. Like get like a month's worth.
Perfect.
Of this medication. How many?
It's just
how many
Lactaid.
credits do you spend on this
Just the
medication?
1 month's worth.
Just the 1
Wonderful.
month. All right.
Sorry.
It is slightly magical.
Slightly
Very
magical.
slightly.
So while this is going on, because I don't need anything, I am going to go generate extra credits by telling stories at the local pub.
What kind of stories do you tell?
I tell fantastical stories about a group of heroes in this world called Lothos, and I tell about this heroic figure by the name of Stan, who once saved a man named Aiden from a whale, because Aiden thought it would be a good idea to jump in after a whale in the frozen waters with a shark. Or with a sword. Like, he was trying to kill a whale with a sword, and Stan was like, this isn't going to happen.
Roll performance.
All right. Ooh, that is not great. 8.
Nobody believes this story. This sounds like nonsense.
Bullshit.
Why
Statement.
would somebody jump in the water and try to attack something with a sword? That makes no
Statement.
sense.
Aiden was not a smart man. Aiden had a sword and saw the fish. Aiden wanted to kill the fish whale. Aiden failed.
You're explaining the story to them further. It does not help. Nobody's interested in the story.
Stan was the man. End of story.
We don't care, robot.
Does anybody else want to do anything on board the station?
No.
I'm gonna buy some more ammo for my gun, or unless that's like just strictly magical.
It's basically your wild magic. Like you kind of you have like you pick up like regular shells and like you start and you just infuse it with your own magical energies for
I think.
yeah. So
Right.
you basically you can just pick up some more shells. Like
Yeah.
it's not really expensive. It's pretty cheap.
Right. All right. So I just make sure I'm stocked up.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about ammo and stuff, do we?
No, not really.
Okay. I didn't see anything about that in here, so.
No, like you don't really have to worry about unless something happens like with magic that shuts your. If you guys end up in like a null magic area, then that means that none of your guns are going to work,
Cool.
What about...
and your ship wouldn't work, and you would just probably die.
Wait, in a non-magic
in
area?
a non-magic environment, you would all probably die.
But I'm a robot.
Even the robot.
How long can you live without food, water? and-
Indefinitely.
He's a robot.
Yeah, until you die
Power.
of so
You're
yeah,
powered
the
down.
Vect do not have a end date for living, but like they do eventually like kind of lose their mind.
Wait. If he's in
Oh,
a no
shut
magic
down.
area, he runs out of power.
He can
You know, he's got
in a null
recharge every
actually
now and
no
then.
actually in a null magic environment they're still alive, but they don't talk as well.
The low power.
It's basically a low power mode.
Statement. Please plug me in.
I will plug you in, robot.
Anything else you guys want to do before you head out to the galactic frontier?
No.
Let's go.
I'm just gonna say.
Apparently they
Hey,
don't like
Jimmy,
my stories.
I bought these for you,
It's Johnny.
Johnny. I bought these for you,
Thank you, monk man.
Kensei.
Yes, I know your name. I have it written down in my note. My
Query. Did you
five-star
actually know
notebook.
his name?
Well, I have to look at my notebook. Yes. I wrote it down.
Right there.
So you guys head back to your ship, and it takes several days, actually like almost a week of jumping through the Mon network before hitting the point of no return. You arrive at the small station called Terminal 17. The next leap through the Ma will take you right to Gargant 7.
Query. Are you afraid, bitches?
No.
What is a bitch?
You.
You are.
Oh,
Statement.
if you don't know
You.
who the bitch is in the group, then it's you.
Exclamation. That is correct.
Damn it.
All the realizations today, Johnny.
Shit.
All right, so you guys start approaching the gate. You make the final leap to Gargant 7.
Would you say it's a quantum leap?
You know, yes.
No.
You know, yes, I would. Because technically, there's some quantum going on there. Somewhere, surely. So it's a couple days more of travel because you guys really are loving this travel in the void of just the thumping around that the engine makes every once in a while, disturbing your sleep, things like that. But you finally,
I don't notice.
once again, escape from the void, and you're at the other side, and there's no turning back, not any easy way back. You turn around, and there's Gargant 7 as you take the ship around, nestled upon the bones. It is not a very good
Is there a little
large
sign that
station.
says Gargant 7?
There is a there's not a sign, so there's somebody painted Gargant 7 in big letters, but it's not lit up or anything.
Oh, okay.
We don't get a nice introduction like in Hitchhiker's Guide. You made it too.
As you started approaching the station, like anybody's like nobody even like radios you to like for which port to go to. Like you just have to find like a berth that is like open yourself.
Okay.
And
Roll for piloting.
We dock up.
Yeah, no, like you don't have to roll for piloting for like not at this point. Yeah, you dock up. Go on. Like nobody's even there to greet you. Like it's just
Is there anybody there?
there are like you see like a couple people working, or by working I mean like you see two dock workers, but they're talking to each other, not really doing anything. You see like the station's not very large. It maybe has like a couple stores, some for trade. You also see a couple bars, but that's
Gotcha.
basically it. There's like there looks like there's like a mining office or something like that. But you had 5 credits to grease the wheels. I feel real bad, man.
I put my thumbprint on it. Like, here's your damn 5 credits.
Yeah, basically, you take your like one of your data pads and just transfer some credits
Yeah.
over. Yeah, no, I might. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. Like, there's a crew of 7 or so that came through here that were looking for something.
Yeah, we don't really know what they were looking for, but
Yeah, no, they were looking for definitely a location.
yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I said the Forgotten Spires.
Oh yeah, that sounds like might have been the place they were looking for.
You don't know
I'm
anything, do you?
I could use another 5 credits though.
I start walking down the stairs.
Yeah, it's just too bad. If only somebody knew Forgotten Spires to make it so much easier for
It
me.
would be a
Statement.
lot.
No, it's definitely going to be tricky.